It's very exciting that we can reconstruct the most ancient of all literatures with the help of the cutting-edge techniques that we have around nowadays. So you often hear about evil uses of artificial intelligence. It's good that we can also put it to work for good. My name is Enrique Jimenez. I'm professor of ancient and Eastern literatures at LMU Munich. I investigate ancient Mesopotamia, and in particular the clay tablets from ancient Mesopotamia. And clay tablets, one may think that is a primitive way of writing, but it's actually the cheapest and most durable way of writing that humanity has ever invented. So once you write something on clay, it will stay forever if you bury it properly. The problem is that it's very breakable. So what we usually find are not complete cuneiform tablets, but fragments of cuneiform tablets. So ever since cuneiform was deciphered in the 19th century, we have been trying to piece all these fragments together to make them make sense. The beginning of Gilgamesh, for instance, which is very famous, is he who saw the deep. That's the first part of the line. The second part of the line, we've only known him for 15 years. And this is the case in the entire epic of Gilgamesh. It's full of small lacunas such as this that we don't know how to fill. We excavated a lot of tablets in the 19th century. They are now in many museums around the world, and scholars have been trying to put them together to make them meaningful, with some success. But the process is incredibly slow. You have to go to museums, you have to order the tablets, you have to look at them one after the other, and you have to try to find where they belong. And this is the process that we are trying to speed up on the one hand and to automatize on the other hand. What we are doing in the project is to try to match the text of the fragments with the text of the known poems. So we will have the whole epic of Gilgamesh and run an algorithm that tries to match the sequences of signs in the fragments with the epic of Gilgamesh or with any other text. So that is the process that we are in the middle of at the moment. It's a process that has been used for bioinformatics, for matching sequences of proteins, for identifying DNA, and we are applying it to cuneiform tablets, to the cuneiform script. There have been some approaches to automatic reconstruction of missing sections. They've been very successful in documents like administrative texts because they're very formulaic, so you can more or less predict what is going to come. And if you can compare it with the whole corpus that you already have, then the chances of success are very high. In the case of literary texts, it's a much more difficult approach because you cannot predict what a literary text is going to say. In some cases, you may find parallels, you may find even lines that are cited in other texts, but one of the reasons why they are literary is because they are so creative and try to depart from the rule. Among all the pieces that we have discovered, the one that I'm most excited by at the moment is a new text that we are reconstructing at the moment, and it contains a hymn to the city of Babylon and to the Babylonians, so the inhabitants of the city of Babylon. The unusual thing about this text is that it was very popular in antiquity. So all kids who went to school had to memorize the text and repeat it, and that sort of infused them into the pride of being a Babylonian and into the beauty of the city and so on. This text, the availability of our fragmentarium and of the artificial intelligence approaches to reconstructing text, the advantage of that is that we were able to find an enormous amount of manuscripts of the text. So the first time that the text will be published since antiquity for 2,000 years, we will be able to publish it with around 30 manuscripts of it. So you can reconstruct the text to a very satisfactory degree. It's no longer full of gaps as the reconstruction of text previously was. And you can read for the first time a text that a Babylonian who really loved his city wrote in honor of his city and in honor of the Babylonians.
الفرات هو نهرها. صنيعة سيد الحكمة الإله نوديمود يروي الضفاف ويسقي السهول، يجرف مياهه إلى البحيرة والبحر، وتزدهر حقوله بالزهر والعشب.
I feel when you find that one fragment belongs together with another, it's like two pieces of a puzzle and they almost click when you put them together. And we have found around 1,500 of those, but we have found many other fragments that cannot be clicked to others, but we can identify, and of those we must have found around 6,000 or 7,000. Pretty much to every single text from ancient Mesopotamia, we have found a new piece or a new fragment, in some cases very important fragments. We are at a very exciting moment in research because we have several photo projects in several museums in the world, most importantly in the British Museum in London and in the Iraq Museum in Baghdad. And so we are receiving a lot of photos and we are processing them and we are developing techniques for analyzing them automatically. Most excitingly, we have developed an OCR for cuneiform that can automatically identify designs with a high degree of accuracy, and we are hoping to improve this artificial intelligence that recognizes designs and make it read cuneiform tablets completely automatically so that we can automatize the whole process from beginning to end.